one I'm excited to talk about because we haven't seen them yet. Their team captain, Dom, the helping hand, also known as the Help, also known as that guy from Area of Defect, who brought us such great hits as I just played Jax, and actually my personal favorite, huh? In one more time? In game? Oh yeah, that's the one that won Songs of Summon. I personally, my favorite, the one where I first met or saw Dawn in the video for Area of Defect was oh my god, I'm terrible at this. I know the chorus though.
Pug Life.
Yeah, thank you. Pug Life. Pug Life. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's like kind of one of the least viewed videos, but like it's my personal favorite. Like the chorus just gets stuck in my head, and it totally makes sense. Like the part where he's talking about like Shaco, that that inhibitor that was just there for funsies. Like that's Dom, and that's like the whole point in the video where Dom's like that guy that's raging because we all rage at this game. But yeah. Pug Life is my favorite personally. Don't get me wrong, D-Town's amazing, and so is I just played Jackson. The Jarvan one's pretty good too. I wasn't a big fan of like the love song, like the one they did on their new album, QWER. But like, I mean, I listened to dubs.
That's their old album, actually.
QWER
is their original album. They're just releasing videos for it now because they didn't do videos for it before. But it was an album before that.
See, what I could do is I could get like KDH on the phone and be like, "Bam, Joe, shut up! You don't know anything about us. Why are you even promoting us? You're terrible." And I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, Katie." But no, I really like Area of Defect. I love the fact that we can play a game that A, I can cast, B, I love to play, and C, there's so much talented fans out there, people that are just like singing about a video game and it's popular and they're making a career out of it. Like seriously. But yeah, anyways, the whole reason I got onto this topic is because the captain for Team 1, a.k.a. Team Dom, the Help, or the Helping Hands, so that's a little bit about AOD and their captain. I actually don't know much about Purple Dango or X Steve Y. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about those guys. I don't quite remember where I met them.
X Steve Y is actually a Vancouver player,
okay.
So he's up in that area, Richmond, Vancouver area, Victoria area, up there. So hailing from from Canada. And then who's the other one? Purple Dango? I actually don't know. I think Purple Dango might be part of it. I'm not quite sure.
You think he's a Facebook fan? Like, just was like, "Hey guys, we're playing Judgment." He's like, "Dude, sign me up. I'm all in."
Yeah, I mean he's been playing pretty well, I believe. So
yeah, if you know a little bit about Purple Dango, tell me about him in chat. Tell me where he's from. I'd like to know. Now, Uber Noobs. All right. Uber Noobs is the account name for the guy that signed up under the account name U2I Forever Love You Asaurus or something. Like, this is a really long account name that I didn't feel like typing out. And he's like, "Hi, Wind. I have 4 accounts. They're all like 1,800 or something. Can I just use this one?" And I was like, "All right. Normally, if you sign up, we want you to use the account you signed up with. We don't want people posting Smurfs and then playing on someone else's account. Like, just sign up with your main account and play on this account because that's what we want." I let this guy slide a little bit because A, it was our first one and I didn't specify, and B, because all of his accounts are like the same elo, so it didn't really affect. And Dom doesn't really know all these players.
So here we go. Purple Dangle actually, as we were checking out there, is a UW PCM Purple Caster minion. So that is part of why Evil Cookies probably picked him up here, just simply because hey. He's he's a guy that I'm familiar with. He knows he's a good player. Probably plays with him regularly. So
you mean Dom? Because Dom's got Purple Dango.
Oh, sorry, never mind. I am completely wrong. I'm looking at the wrong side. So Purple Dango is a UW PCM member. So obviously Evil Cookie didn't like him. Thought he was worthless. Didn't want him on his team.
Yeah.
And let the Help pick him up. And obviously he's just going to ride that apparently to victory. Or going to try to. And the UW PCM members though are going to be facing off. Possibly mid. What are we looking at here? Skarner, we should see a Janna pick. So Janna, okay, the Help's gonna be on Janna. We are looking more correct now in our picks.
And then
Eve's pick is not actually, that should be Nautilus, I believe.
No,
Bans is Nautilus. So Lee Sin? Yeah, there we go. Lee Sin.
So Dark Terrors, for those that don't know Dark Terrors, is alright, 2 things you should know about him. 1, He was the first overall pick in the draft. He was Dom's like, all right, I have first pick. I'm taking this guy, and that was Dark Terrors. Dark Terrors also from Portland, which is not something you really need to know, but second highest rated player in our draft was Otto, who was a captain, was the highest rated player, sitting at 2300 elo, and Dark Terrors somewhere between 21 and 2200, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, you know, it's funny because, you know, we've got some, unranked players, and we've got some really high ranked players, you know, top 200 or so. So it's really good to have like this level of, let's say you're in Judgment and you're not like the best player in the world, but you get a chance to play with or play against some of these guys. Like, this is not something you can do just by queuing up in solo queue. This is not something you can do by trying to, like, if you're in elo hell and you're queuing up in solo queue, you're like, I'm going to play with a bunch of guys that I can't trust. Well, now I get a chance to communicate with some people, and I get to play with a bunch of different skill gaps.
It's a much better learning environment if you want to learn the game. Solo queue, I mean, it teaches you how to play solo queue. It doesn't really teach you how to play, League of Legends at a real competitive level. And if you look at a lot of the top pros that are in solo queue, it's like, it's kind of like this random thing for them to do and stream and entertain people with. But for them, like, as far as tournament play, they get a lot more out of scrims. The only problem with scrims is, though, there's a lot of downtime waiting for people to show up. It's not really organized quite yet at the pro level to get consistent scrims and have people show up. There's a lot of downtime. So for them, the quicker thing to entertain them and to allow them to stream is to play solo queue. But a lot of them, I believe it was Reginald that made the quote too when he was having an argument with Rain Man. Go surprise, I have an argument. But he was like, solo queue basically is it's a contest to see who can carry noobs harder. And that was kind of, it's a little bit exaggerated. I mean, there is some skill involved, but a lot of the stuff you learn in solo queue is teaches you how to play well in solo queue. And if you play together with a team or a group of people or an environment like this, where you have a bunch of different skill gaps, they can teach you stuff, you can learn together, you can actually have that communication, which is so key in any type of team activity, sport, what have you, online game.
Yep.
It will make you a lot better player quicker at a competitive level versus a solo queue level.
So here we are, Callan. We're in the finals.
Woo!
First ever Judgment.
Yeah,
We've given away some riot points. We've given away some skins.
Yeah, gotta give away those skins.
We've got, we did our draft on Monday. We're about a minute till the finals is about to start. This is amazing, dude. I know I'm just being a little like wrong word there. What happens if I tap myself on the back? Because that's what I'm doing right now.
You're gonna pat yourself on the back?
Yeah, pat myself on the back.
Tap.
Thank you. Highwind, by the way. Highwind, that's me.
He's not good at English. It's okay. I'm not good at spelling.
I'm a complete idiot.
Together we form an actual literate person.
Just one.
Yeah,
Between
just
the two
one.
of us.
Yeah. So, okay, look at these teams really quick. Evil Cookies has gone back to the AoE team comp that they wanted to play earlier. They've switched out. Xerath is actually the new wrinkle. They've actually playing Xerath instead of Vlad here, and I will actually reveal summon spells real quick. You're going to see it anyways when we switch over to full screen. And I will actually switch those too while we're at it.
Yeah, you'll see summoner spells here in a second. I do want to say something I just read from chat. G&W Land. Unfortunately did not get a chance to go to that, but I hear it's amazing, and I believe Dark Terrors was there. Actually, I think I saw a couple pictures of that guy winning prizes. And
yeah, I mean, Dark Terrors, he's a really, really high-level player. He's actually in the top 150, 160 of players if you check him online. So he's going to be rolling the 80 carry, and apparently he's been doing some good carrying tonight. He's a very solid player, and what he is, he's a real competitor. He loves to go to LANs. He goes around to all these local LANs, and he goes with teams, and he goes and he wins. And he wins, hardware support, stuff like that, and builds up his computers. He's that kind of like that LAN competitive player. So he's very, very respected, and you have to be, you have to be aware of this in their bot lane. Although again, kind of the trump card so far for Evil Cookies has been that bot lane. Farms really, really well. They've had great synergy down there, and what we're going to see here is we're going to see Dark Terrors run in here, and maybe try to mix that up. Dark Terrors the help versus Sanctified, and Dexter. I don't know if I could think of a better bot lane matchup unless Otter was able to make it through. But we know how that turns out. But this is going to be really exciting to watch.
Unfortunately, Otter's team again. Some of the team didn't show up. He did actually.
Let's don't make excuses for him.
Yeah.
Otter should have been able to carry a team of 4 brain dead people.
I just want to say I wanted to see
Otter could have picked Helen Keller
and
won this tournament. Tallymark is better than Helen. No, she's better than Helen Keller. but I mean, honestly, I mean, he there's no real excuses for Otter. Yeah, he didn't get the team that he picked that was pretty stacked, but whatever. He's still a really talented player. Could have carried. And you see, Dark Terrors, he's been able to carry his team on his back. So I'm interested to see where they decide to run him. He's going to lead the charge out here really, really quickly. XDY and the help just actually sitting in base. And if I remember correctly, was XDY the one that didn't have all Tier 3 runs? Okay, because we had this thing. The last player picked in this entire draft was XDY. He was the last pick. The last player picked out of any player. And he almost like the fat kid award, as you call, on the kickball field or as you're picking players, at the schoolyard. He was the last pick overall, and here he is in the finals, jungling.
1 game away from Triumphant Rise.
Yeah, 1 game away from Triumphant Rise after being the last pick. This is kind of exciting. I think it's a really fun thing. But hey, it's like you just come in here, sign up for this tournament, you get drafted onto a tournament, and next thing you know, you have a chance at Triumphant Rise, $15 riot points, a summer skin. Even if they lose this, they get $15 in riot points, which is pretty crazy. I mean, that is an awesome thing. So right now we're going to see the invade here from Purple Dango leading the charge. Sanctified is going to catch us out. Will he be able to escape? They have the shackle onto Sanctified. He will flash right away, but there's a quick chase after by Uber Noobs. He's trying to flash after and catch him. Will we see another Sonic Wave come out? They really want this kill, and they will get first blood. So Evil Cookies has given up a first blood again, but as we saw previously, they are really good at recovering. They ended up winning the game pretty handily in the end. And again, they have a really good team comp. I mean, these AoE team comps, they're really good for team fighting. Going to give them a great advantage. On the same note, to help, they made some good picks. They have some good kite picks, and they also have Janet, which is able to reset a lot of fights against these AoE comps.
No less than 7 summoner spells blown. And that
they really wanted that kill. So it's actually really smart from Dexter. He's actually going to harass down a lot of their life. And, it's maybe, he's not going to kill someone, but what he's going to do is he's going to weaken them coming to lane. And that's it's going to help out his lane presence unless they want a blue pill, but they don't want a blue pill because they don't want to miss too many creeps in lane. So pretty smart move by him actually there, throwing out a volley and putting some damage on there, and already making Dark Terrors choke a pot. Yeah, and look at that burst damage onto the help. That auto crit, man, so deadly, so deadly.
So depending on we have Elisa in top. That's going to be really dangerous for Galio. It's not a good matchup for him.
Yeah, I mean, if played correctly, it actually is a really big. Dark Terror is taking a ton of burst damage straight up here for Dexter. Dexter rocking 82 attack damage. Dark Terror is rocking 67, so you can see huge difference there. And part of that is Sona's aura and buff, and part of it is the fact that we started Doran's Blade, and probably has some rooms to back that up. So he's going to have a lot more damage up front. While Vayne, rocking the boots pot, she's going to have a little bit more sustain, but it's not working out for her right now. She's actually taking a ton of poke and harass. And Lee Sin, yeah, he should have a good time up here. Uber Noobs, obviously, Thomas Yu, he's a very, very solid player. I kind of feel bad for Purple Dango because GR Freak actually, gank on mid, may go off here so close. Auto attack comes in, and will he get the kill on Nocturne? It's going to be really, really close. He's just going to barely survive, chugging health pots. Great move there, but like I was about to say, GR Freak, he's been playing really good. I think he's almost like kind of like the unsung hero for Evil Cookies. I mean, they have this amazing bot lane and stuff like that, but he's been playing solid.
Yeah, he had a great
absolutely all tournament. Yeah, and I really like his play. So far throughout this tournament, he's been pretty clutch. But Xerath, he has a good Xerath, and Xerath is really good against Ryze because he can spam a lot and poke him down. Boss Cow is a player that's really good AP mid. That's actually really good at playing Xerath. Hank, who used to play League of Legends, kind of given up recently. He had a really good Xerath too, and Xerath is one of those AP mids that hasn't been played enough yet. I think we're going to start seeing it more in competitive play because everybody's trying to realize, like, hey, this is like an abusable character. We need to start bringing it out in tournaments. He has a lot of long range. He's a tough lane matchup for a lot of the popular picks. And he's pretty safe, so we should probably start playing him. But he has a high skill cap. His locust of power, which roots him in place, is a little awkward for people that aren't used to playing with it. So, that is a limiting factor to why you probably haven't seen him in a competitive play right now. But we should see more of him going forward because he is really strong. Dark Terrors is so low and so scary for him because Flash is almost back up for Sona. At that point, there might be even a flash dive. Uber Noobs might be seeing a gank coming up here. Mike Norman's going to rotate up. He's been pretty solid all tournament long with his ganks. Had a little bit of a hard time against Tatsilo, but came back. Good juke moves right there by Lee Sin. That's the kind of thing you like to see. Resilience might slow him down just enough, but actually not going to convert a kill. Lee Sin doing good job sustaining. Looks like Steve Y just trying to... Oh, wow. Coming back in for a kill. I missed that. I was not expecting Uber Noobs to come back in for a kill. Crazy times right there. And he, Thomas Yu's a stud player, so this matchup is in favor right now of the Helping Hands. They're gonna definitely like that going forward. Dark Terrors is a really veteran player, but he's definitely losing this lane right now. 19 CS to Ash's 38. That's a huge deficit. It's almost doubled in this early game.
Yeah, I mean, and oh, what the heck?
What is going on? Apparently, I just need to stay on top lane. Because Lee Sin is absolutely dominating Uber Noobs. Maybe this is their secret weapon this entire game that I didn't know about. Just carrying hard from the top. It's like, yeah, just keep sending people. I got you.
So yeah, their secret weapon, some of us know him as Thomas Yu. Really strong Aurelia player, but Aurelia was nerfed, and so he's actually been playing, looks like Lee Sin top. And he's been doing pretty well. I think that's the second one we missed, but don't worry, we're gonna be focused a little more on Lee Sin.
Yeah, don't worry. Well, I'll keep an eye on the Lee Sin kills because he's been pretty awesome. And I hate to miss kills too. I mean, I want to see the kills just as much as you do. So sorry about that. It does happen.
Don't worry, it happens at all the high levels.
It happens everywhere. Until you get dedicated map people like in Korea, you're gonna miss kills.
And don't worry, stream. We do see some complaints about stream lag. We do apologize. I don't think it's anything major. And there goes another kill. Excellent gank here from Nocturne with a combination of just so much CC coming out of Xerath. Was he also 6? Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
between that burst damage between Ignite and his ult, just crazy amounts of damage. Excellent timing.
Yeah, again, GR Freak is a really amazing player, and Xerath is just a really good matchup against Ryze. And so Ryze is a good character in his own right, but there's a lot of characters that kind of give him a really hard time. Cassiopeia is definitely one of those characters, and definitely up there. Maybe 1B of 1A. Cassiopeia is 1A, and Xerath is probably 1B. Very, very good spammy champion, and when he hits level 6, that's the strength against any AP mid. Really, for Xerath is the fact that his ult and his mage chance combos, especially when you go into Locus of Power, has a ginormous range. You can throw that out there, and then the next spell that hits you stuns you, and his ult actually, really, it doesn't really have a delay. It's pretty much instant, so you can get a pretty surefire stun off there with that. And Dark Terrors is being completely zoned out. This Dexter, this bottom lane has been absolutely deadly, and he needs to be careful, because once Dexter actually hits level 6, which he has right here, if he lands an arrow, Dark Terrors is dead. Now, Dark Terrors does have Tumble.
He'll be able to cleanse the arrow.
I think, I don't know, I think in the reaction time, the time that it would pause him, he actually would be in a lot of trouble. And even if he cleanses, you can actually follow up with Sona ult as well, and get off the, still stun him, so he's not really safe in any circumstances.
Yeah, it'll be real key when Skarner hits 6 and where he decides to go for that first time. We have a lot of action here on mid.
And again, Ryze under a lot of pressure, and Mike Norman has dove way too far. Electropulse coming in, just barely missing right there from GR Freak, not able to pick up a kill. And, a little bit of signs of life now right now for the Helping Hands in middle. They were able to, stave off a kill, and, Steve coming in here with the clutch save right there.
Yeah, and Skarner wasn't 6 yet, so now Skarner's going to hit 6. Should have, no problem going back, getting some mana, picking up red, and then just pulling off a gank wherever he pleases. If we take a look, Xerath's flash is down, so he's really susceptible.
And I would run underturn onto Uber Noobs. He's dove in, and he's going to safeguard out of there. Well, he's burned the ult. If that was his goal before he was going to back, then mission accomplished, Uber Noobs. Maybe he's baiting him into a false sense of security.
Yeah, well, he's got the 2 Doran's blades, so that'll help him with the lifesteal, plus Iron Will. Plus, he's still got a couple pots left. He's actually going to be fine. He's probably going to push Galio out of lane. Before Nocturne actually gets back up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, a pretty, they've able to burn it. I'm interested to see what is he doing. Oh, he's actually placed a ward in Tribush. Maybe we'll catch nothing. Dark Tears again, very, very low here. He's going to have to back off. Dark Tears sitting at 45 CS, while Dexter is sitting at 78. Keeping that advantage. He has a huge wave here, actually, to farm. He's going to hit every one of these, especially unpressured. Dexter's, one of those really good ADs, standard, and oh my gosh, another kill onto mid. And this, I'm sorry to say it, but Ryze at this point, if you get this far behind against Xerath, you literally can't leave your turret unless you have someone like Skarner camping you, or you're going to get a gank. You almost have to have a gank to relieve your lane, and it looks like Xerath is actually going to rotate top with Nocturne, but UberNoobs has that ward in the Tribush. He's going to sniff this out if anything does come in here. He already sees Nocturne waiting in the weeds. Xerath is here, and he knows better. You see the instant safeguard out. He knows it's trouble. The bonus is, at least Skarner's getting some farm here. He's going to get to farm mid lane, but that's not good for Ryze. Ryze, what is he sitting at here? He has his tier.
Well, he's not actually that far behind. I mean, Xerath does have 2 kills, but he's really only about 10 CS ahead.
Well, I mean, it's not the CS. I mean, 2 kills is essentially 40 CS ahead, so he's 50 CS ahead, essentially. And then on top of that, the fact that literally Ryze can't be in lane without, if Xerath comes in lane, he can't be there because he basically just dies.
True.
And he can't really ward out Nocturne because Nocturne, the problem for him is Nocturne can ult in from really far range, so, wards aren't really going to help him too much either. So unless he's going to ward both sides really deep and, catch him coming in, from a far angle, he's in a lot of trouble.
He is a little bit in trouble, but here's the thing. Ryze is going to scale well late in the late game no matter what. He's going to have that tier, so he's constantly going to be scaling, and he'll be picking up his CS, and he'll still be effective in team fights somewhat. The thing is, but if you look at top lane, Lee Sin is 40 CS ahead of Galio and 3 kills. So, I mean, if you want to talk about just an advantage in lane, they may be losing mid a little bit, but I think Ryze is going to catch up. He is going to be. I mean, he's not going to be catching up fast. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, if they stall out long enough, but you see right here, he really can't even be in lane. He actually comes into turret range, baiting it out here. I really like this. Is exactly what they need to do, and they will pick up the kill. Steve actually get in there, but need to make sure, and that's going to free up a lot of pressure, and that's exactly what they need to do, because otherwise Ryze really can't, be in lane at all, taking a turret hit there. And making, almost made Xerath, his eyes pop open and be like, oh, I got a kill.
I can't believe they're doing this.
And it's like, oh, no, oh, bad. And they're actually going to convert a dragon out of this. So great move there for team to help.
Yeah, I mean, this is solid play coming down. This is clearly just Lee Sin saying, hey, I have a huge advantage. Let's see if we can't pick up a kill in mid. If they don't pick up a kill in mid, maybe they just force him back, and then they grab dragon because Galio's not going to be able to get out of lane. So, it's a solid play here. They already had a gold advantage. Now they're going to extend that slightly further, basically by dragon kill.
Ash Arrow splits the uprights, but somehow still hits the help, thanks to that big, ridiculously large hitbox that it has, helping them back out of this. Team Heal popped up, and now they're on to Sanctified. Steve White taking a really bad angle, but it doesn't matter. Brush almost trying to protect Sona, but they actually will pick up the kill and the assist. Good times for the help right now. And Purple Dango actually, gets to farm mid. Xerath actually was coming down to maybe get a gank. He needs to be careful though. Xerath just has to land a mage chains and throw down that ult, and he is in a lot of trouble. Mike Normand does have his ult up, so Nocturne will be able to come in if they need it. He's gonna back off now, get some mana, go buy up, finish off Wriggle. No, he already has. Yeah, he has Wriggles. He's gonna go Ruby Crystal. He's gonna go for a Phage next. And UberNoob's just hitting the tower underneath the tower because he doesn't care. He is so far ahead. Look at that burst damage on Galio. Puts him at half with just a simple combo. Yeah, nice. Really, really stellar play.
And he's really, I mean, because he's forcing Galio to try and last hit on a turret, Galio does not last hit well on a turret. He has to use his ability to farm. And right now, Lee Sin's got such an advantage in health between the Merc Treads, the Dorn's Rings, and the Giant's Belt. That's like, so what? You tickle me. And I'm just going to eventually take your turret. And when that goes down, I'm going to take you with. So, Lee Sin just being a bully right now. And, kudos to UberNoobs.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really, really good player, and we're seeing it right here. We actually noticed a lot in our play before.
And in bot lane, we just missed a kill. Ash actually getting a double kill.
Converting it really, really well. But Zongo Pro, we saw him at Game Breakers. He was at one of the original Game Breakers. We saw him in a lot of scrims, actually, against Team Make It Rain. And stun coming in. Jeffrey trying to run away from this XTY, trying to run as fast as he can to catch up here. Flash over the wall. Gonna escape. Good move by Xerath there. But Dexter and Sanctified, that team of AD, just absolutely, just rolling game after game. Haven't, broke a sweat. Sanctified's died a few times, but who cares? I mean, the goal is to keep your AD alive and, let him farm up. And right now it's 130 CS to Dark Terror's 64. That is not what you want to see in a game of League of Legends ever. I mean, that's a nightmare type game right now if you're an AD and you're behind by that much.
Yeah, I mean, when you're falling behind by double CS, I mean, and it just, you gotta hope that somewhere else, you're winning in another lane, because there's nothing you can do about this. You can't really lane swap in bot lane. It's just, if let's say you're having, in mid and top, you can usually lane swap, but what are you gonna do? I mean, you could eventually what they'll be able to do once the laning phase breaks down here in another 5 minutes or so. You can actually let Vayne like split push. She'll just be like, oh, there's a big wave coming, and you just send your carry down there, to kind of catch up. You can also use the jungle to help, and then if they consistently stay on top of Dragon, that'll be good as well.
Yeah, I actually see Rise actually caught up and passed Xerath in CS here, which is looking pretty good for them. They're probably about even at this point, as far as farm goes. Xerath maybe with a slight edge. Bottom is not going well for the help, but top lane is going really, really well. Although Lee Sin, not the best late game hero, so really I'd still give bot as like as a bigger deal and a bigger factor in this game. Stun coming in, and Janna eating that Ash arrow. The help doing a good job getting in there, protecting Dark Terrors, making sure he doesn't die in there. After he saw it, and we saw that he cleansed and then threw the second CC right after him, but luckily the help was there to block that.
So Lee Sin's going to be going extra tanky. Looks like, oh wow, he's got like a 16-minute Warmog. That's pretty
like a boss.
Quick. Yeah, he's just gonna be really tanky. He's gonna be basically getting into fights and hopefully be peeling for Vayne. If Vayne catches up, the helps team is gonna be doing really well. Right now though, because she's so far behind, she doesn't even have a BF sword yet. She actually had to go Wriggles. For that extra sustain, which
is a very, very good item to go if you are behind. I mean, in this case, I think that's the only item. I think it's the only item she could go. If she tries to save up, she's going to be too far behind damage-wise. There's going to be no competing. It's going to help her last hit. It'll also give him a little bit of a buff when it comes to dragon fight and baiting into the Xerath. But Xerath takes a bad angle right there. XTY just really wants to grab him. He will grab him. Turning around here, Uber News meanwhile kill the turret. Top purple dangle backing out of this. Trying to survive Nocturne. Mike Norman staying after him is going to pick it up with the Ignite. Geoffrey actually will pick it up with the Ignite. So bonus to him. So AP's swapping kills right there. Sanctified getting a kill onto Janna, just help being a little bit too far forward there. And they just have so much burst damage between Sona and Ashe right now. And the advantage that Ashe has actually built up here. Looks like Uber Noob's rotating down here. Nocturne all over XTY, but will that be Mike Norman's undoing? Uses the spell vamp, just needs to land that Sonic Wave. He's all over him right now. Dragon Kick into nothing, basically in air. It actually exploded in midair as he was flying there near the turret. So good job by Uber Noobs. He's actually regulating this game very, very well for the help, and really is the shining the light in the dark right now for the help, because they're losing the bottom lane pretty hard, and he's just kind of running around killing turrets, winning lanes for his team right now.
Yeah, I mean, just playing smart. That's what I gotta do. You gotta pick and choose your battles, and right now, bot lane is not one. You might just want to write that bot lane off and say, all right, Lee Sin, just carry us out. Yeah,
this bot lane, unfortunately, just completely collapsed, although they are going to pick up a dragon, so that is the bonus right there, after all.
And yeah, we're really sorry about the lag. We're not sure what's causing it. We know it's kind of bad at this point. It's really bad, and I mean, maybe we can try closing a couple windows over here. I don't think anything's running in particular. I don't know what would have caused the lag to be so.
It's okay. Well, I mean, we can't really fix it right now. We'll try to fix it as best we can. It looks like it's maybe a little bit low res, but it looks pretty smooth on my monitor. So refresh if you need to. Maybe that'll help. If not, we'll just try to close what we can, fix what we can, and limit what we can, to make it as smooth as possible. Anyways, back in this game, the help, a little bit on the back foot here. They're down about 3K, which isn't too bad. Looks like pings for Baron are going down. They want to ward that out because it is getting to about that time where a Baron move could happen. Although obviously they can see bottom lane on the map. They're not too afraid of it going down right this second, but they need to prepare for it. Get some wards down. Maybe a team needs to pick up an Oracle here or there. Make something happen in that case.
Alright, also wanted to, because we got short, quick downtime, we just did get results from the third place match. And, looks like, the team TK Rain did not pull it out.
Yeah,
I think Team Tatsulo won it, pretty quickly.
And a dive on the bot, Nocturne coming in here, ult coming in from the help, but it looks like he might be food for the Wolves. He's gonna die right now. And Mike Norman using that brush to back out of here. Steve coming in here, trying to help out. Relieve some pressure, but Xerath is rotated in here too. Purple Dango needs to be very, very careful. Doesn't want to get caught out here. Actually reveals himself with that Electro Pulse. And Lee Sin, it's his lane. He doesn't care about you, Galio. Galio can wail on him all he wants. You can see he's even going to tank this turret while he's at it too. He's like, why not?
Poor Matt, kind of just at the enemy's whim right now. He's just like, well, I could try and clear creeps.
And great stun onto Purple Dango. Will they be able to follow that up? Xerath actually hasn't landed a stun yet. Diving in there, taking turret aggro now. XDY needs to grab someone, pull him into turret aggro. He does. Mike Norman really, really low here. Will he be able to finish off? No, he won't, and he will die in response. Dark Terrors is put back completely out of this. And bottom right now, the best thing for them would be to just let this turret go and gain some more farming room because it's not helping them having it up and having to be pressed up. And meanwhile, Uber Noobs, Thomas Yu in his own little world, he's winning his half of the globe.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee Sin just says, you know what, guys, can I get a little help here? I'm winning this lane pretty hard. I've got a couple dragons under my belt, but if y'all could just stop feeding, that'd be great.
I mean, the funny thing is, too, is the kills are 8 to 11. The gold is actually even because of the dragons that they've been able to acquire. They're actually a little bit slightly ahead, is the blue team. So, they might still be able to pull this out. Rise is a better late-game champ than Xerath. They're even in CS. He's died quite a few times, but, he has some kills. He's not too far behind. He has his Banshee's Veil, make him a little bit more elusive in team fights.
Yeah, the way I like to think about it is top lane, like, if you're ever in solo queue, you're like, alright, how's this going to work? Top lane, especially bruisers, they kind of trump ranged AD carries, especially if they have, solid gap closing. So, if Lee Sin, let's say Ash stays fed, well, in any game really, if Ash stays fed and Lee Sin, is also fed, like, Lee Sin's going to be able to trump that. Just in the sense that he's going to be able to close the back. He's going to be able to close the gap. He's going to get into that back lines. He's not going to be killable. He's got Warmog's Atma at 20, almost 20, less under 20.
I think right now he's not killable. I think when you get into late game, if the 80's hyper fed and he has peel, and they have all this AOE damage, as long as he can't stay on Ash, he'll die in time, and they'll be able to deal with them. And Lee Sin's also notoriously not a very, very good late game hero. Typically, even when played really great at the jungling, he is regular. He's doing a really good job, and they're not really quite paying attention to him. And so that is kind of the advantage they have right now. But if the one thing that is working for the help that I will agree with is that they haven't gotten into a team fight scenario really quite yet. And Idol Duran in the bushes. Will he be able to go down? Will they be able to tear him down before Xerath is able to tear them down? And Dexter coming in from the back has that red buff. Purple Dango, there's no way he's going to be able to escape out of this. Dexter, finishing off with the last hit, and Steve just wanted to get out, but instead he was told to dance, and he is going to die. And here's Uber Noobs jumping in here, getting torn apart here because he's 4v1. That's not exactly what he wants. Dark Terror's rotating in, a little bit weak though, and the help popping his Monsoon to try to survive. Team heal popping in, but it's not going to be enough. Mike Norman diving really, really hard here. I don't think Uber Noobs is going to be enough to carry out this game for them right now. Dark Terror is just way too low. Pops his ult, has nothing to really survive with, and right now it looks like Evil Cookie's team is firing on all cylinders, pressing in here.
Yeah, they kind of strung themselves in, just kind of one by one, and it was unfortunate. The Skarner ult killed Purple Dango because he grabbed. He's like, oh my god, it's Ash. I gotta grab Ash, and he actually yanked Ash closer to the point where he could actually shoot Purple Dango once the ult wore off. And it looks like these guys are gonna go for a quick Baron. I don't know if this is the best play. They should.
Yeah, they can easily do this. I mean, there's going to be no response. No one's going to be able to get there in time, and they have enough damage to tear it down. So this is a smart Baron. Evo Cookies is going to be able to pick this up, and then they're going to convert that into a stronger advantage to push around these turrets. And Evo Cookies have been looking good. We've casted them pretty much every game this tournament. And
Mike Norman getting down to like 3 hit points.
He lives on the edge, man. He lives on the edge. Those Nocturnes, man.
I'd be afraid to hit those race.
Something interesting to point out. Sona has as many kills as everybody else on the team. At least is equal in kills besides Ash, who's 7-0-5. So there's 10 kills between bot lane, and Sona has 3 of them, which is the same amount of kills as Nocturne has, the same amount of kills as Xerath has with his strong early game that he had. It's pretty funny. Sanctified, he wants to be a carry too. Supports can be carries too. They got to buy those oracles. They want to get some gold in there, so you can steal some kills.
Yeah, hey, anytime
those
I
wards
get ahead
aren't
as a
cheap,
support,
man.
Anytime I get ahead as a support, I'm just like, bam, oracles. Let's do this.
And it looks like it's pretty smart here. They've been able to keep in the game. They've been down in farm, but they've been able to keep in this game because they keep having great dragon control. They've been able to control that buff, and they rotate down and kill turrets. Looks like they're finish off this last turret. Everybody blue pilling back to defend mid, and if they lose this mid, that's actually be really, really bad for them. I don't think they're going to actually be able to defend this. Baron buffed up. Evil Cookies looking very, very strong. And I might have to take it back. It looks like they're going to have to wait for another wave. Maybe they're going to wait for top wave. They could rotate there, but instead they're rotating down, actually. Checking red buff, it looks like.
Well, and they've got bot lane pushing now, too, which is good. Hopefully distract, but what these guys can do is actually push in. Well, I mean, they could use that Xerath poke and those Ash Volleys, and probably...
Yeah, they could just dive in right now if they try to push up too far. They don't have...
I'm not sure I agree with Rise walking outside of the base.
Yeah, that was not good. Mike Norman all over him. Flash over by Sanctified, getting off the crescendo, and Xerath is going to finish it off. Lots of AoE cannons coming in here, and Uber Noob's just not able... He's trying to survive here, but there's just not enough people. There's not enough health or tanky items in the world to really protect them right here. Getting dove very, very hard. Dark Terror's rolling out of the way, trying to survive. And Evil Cookies have just been surviving through everything. First Bloods, they don't care. Down 4-0 kills, they don't care. And they've just been playing an outstanding game all tournament. Have to hand it right now to Evil Cookies team. They're doing a very, very good job.
Yeah, Matt, if you're listening, which I don't think you are, but doing well, man. Your team is playing strong. Kudos to you. You've been rocking. Did you rock Galio all 3 games? I think he had
2 games,
or 2 of the games, and then it was banned in the second game.
Yeah, they banned out AoE comp against Tatsuya.
Yeah, they're playing smart. Everybody just kind of holding their own. Dexter has been a force to be reckoned with. He's like, Otter who? Dexter 4 is where it's at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was intentional, but the way it ended up where he got Sanctified and Dexter, I mean, obviously that's been a huge strength in every single game we've seen today. Whether anything else has gone right or wrong, or how many kills they've got up, that bot lane's always strong. It's always there. Dexter's been playing outstanding all day long, all tournament long. So really props to them for this tournament. And the help, they've been able to hang in with gold. If we look here, they're still only somehow like 3k gold behind. You would see them losing these team fights and losing all these towers and inhibitors because of buffs and objectives, and being able to farm back up, in that huge lead they had top, in farm. They've been able to, just kind of stay in there. They're within, they're still within striking distance. I mean, anything could happen here. They could get a good team fight, turn it around, and be able to protect themselves. The only problem is they are on the back foot. They don't have Baron buff. They have super minions in mid lane, which Dark Terrors is trying to farm up and sustain off of. He wants to try to get farm in the other lanes so they can try to catch up with Dexter's farm. Ash is a very, very great late game carry. Has a lot of kite potential. and backed up by all that AoE that she has there. I mean, a lot of times she doesn't even have to kite anymore. And there's the Shredder's Reveille and Rise. Purple Dango just not having a good game. The help getting caught right there, and I have to hand it actually to the Evo Cookies. They've taken as soon as they've seen Purple Dango out of position, they've just collapsed on it right away. Shredder's Reveille popped. Everybody's going, and there's a lot of really good coordination coming out from the Evo Cookies team, and they're going to take down another turret, another inhibitor here. It is sure, and maybe they're going to try to house it right now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. They realize that Dark Terrors can't do much.
Whoa, Dark Terrors is barely going to escape this. Arcana Pulse from downtown? No. Not going to happen. And Uber Noob's going to go down. He can be as tanky as he wants. It's not going to happen without the rest of his team to back him up there. He can't 1v5. It is a team game, and congratulations. It looks like it's going to be congratulations to Evil Cookies, but they're getting a little bit harassed now. How is this going to work out? Jarrah Freak getting kited by Dark Terrors pretty well there. Looking pretty good, but Rescue Squad's actually going to catch him. Falling down by Righteous Gust. Trying to finish him off here. Will Sanctify get another kill? He will get another kill. Sanctify is unstoppable, believe it or not. That is an unstoppable Sona that you see right there with his Oracle Elixir. He's going to kill everybody. Flashes out right there. Trying to put damage on the Nexus, but they're really not killing it. Mike Norman's going to fall finally. The help. Throwing up team heals. Trying to sustain. Steve is trying to last as long as he can, but Dexter, as soon as he decides to focus on this Nexus, it is dead. Looks like he's not going to. He wants some kills, put some damage down. Look how fed I am. Look at all this farm I did. I want to show it off in your face with arrows. Cal is going to fall underneath the turret. Uber Noob's coming out here, probably going to pick up a kill, actually. But no, he is not Sanctified. Finishing off that last turret. He will get the Nexus last hit along with his kill. And congratulations to Team Evo Cookies pulling out this game and winning the first ever judgment.
Yeah, and all before